The story began with Sagittarius Aialos, a legendary saint, escaping from the sanctuary while carrying a mysterious baby girl in his arms. The sanctuary's leader, the Pope, had ordered two of his strongest warriors, Saga and Shura, to stop him at any cost. They quickly caught up to Aialos and launched a brutal attack. Shura struck him with a powerful cosmic blast, badly wounding him and sending him crashing down the mountainside. During the fierce battle, Saga was seemingly killed as well. Sometime later, the story shifted to the snowy Himalayas, where a man named Kido was exploring the mountains with his friend Tatsumi. As they hiked through the wilderness, Kido noticed a strange light glowing from inside a dark cave. Curious, he followed it and discovered a massive ancient temple that looked exactly like the one described in his research book. Moments later, he heard a baby crying. Following the sound, he found a little girl lying beneath a giant golden wing. Kido was shocked, wondering how a baby could possibly end up in such a mysterious place. Just then, he noticed the badly injured Aialos nearby. Using the last of his strength, Aialos shared a vision with Kido, revealing the truth. The baby was actually the reincarnation of Athena, the ancient goddess of sanctuary. The Pope wanted her dead, which was why Aialos had risked everything to save her. With his final breath, Aialos begged Kido to protect the child and keep her hidden from sanctuary no matter what. Then he pointed toward the sky, where several shooting stars streaked across the heavens. He explained that when the girl turned 16, a group of young warriors would appear to protect her and become her loyal saints. After delivering his final message, Aialos passed away, and his legendary armor transformed into the golden cloth of Sagittarius. The story then jumped forward 16 years. The little girl had grown into a young woman named Sayori, the name Kido had given her. She possessed incredible mystical abilities and could heal people's injuries with a simple touch. However, she had no idea that she was actually the reincarnation of the goddess Athena. Because of these mysterious powers, Sayori constantly struggled to understand who she really was. One day, Kido took Sayori out and finally revealed the truth. He explained that she was Athena herself, the true goddess of sanctuary, but a man known as the Pope wanted to claim that position for himself, which was why he had spent years trying to eliminate her. Before Kido could finish explaining everything, a powerful creature suddenly attacked them on the highway. It was later revealed that the monster had been sent by the Pope to assassinate Sayori. Just as the creature was about to kill her, a young warrior named Sia suddenly appeared and jumped into the fight. A magical armor instantly formed around his body, and with his incredible cosmo power, he defeated the assassin. Moments later, even more monsters arrived, but Sia wasn't alone. His fellow saints soon joined the battle, and together they forced every monster to retreat. These brave warriors were Shiryu, Hyoga, Shun, and Sia. It was finally revealed that these were the very saints Aialos had spoken about 16 years earlier. Their destiny had led them to Saori, so they could protect Athena and safely escort her back to Sanctuary. The story then shifted to Sanctuary itself, a sacred realm located at the very center of the universe. Furious that his assassins had failed, the Pope ordered his most loyal and powerful gold saint, Aialia, to eliminate Saori and recover Aialos' golden cloth. It also became clear that the Pope had been deceiving the saints for years, manipulating them into believing that Athena should never return to Sanctuary. Meanwhile, Saya and the others tried to convince Sayori to accept her true identity. They told her she was Athena's reincarnation and that the only way to reveal the truth was to travel to Sanctuary and prove it before everyone. Before they could leave, Aialia suddenly attacked them. Saya and the others fought desperately to protect Sayori, but they quickly realized they were facing a true gold saint. Aiolia's power completely overwhelmed them, and despite their best efforts, they were no match for him. Then, something unexpected happened. Aiolia sensed the powerful cosmic energy flowing from Sayori. It was the exact same divine energy that only Athena herself could possess. At that moment, he realized there had to be a deeper connection between Sayori and the legendary goddess. Just then, Tatsumi arrived, carrying the Sagittarius golden cloth. Aiolia took the armor, but chose not to continue the fight. Before leaving, he told Sayori that if she truly was Athena, she would have to come to Sanctuary and prove it herself. After thinking deeply about everything she had learned, Sayori finally made her decision. She told Saya that she was ready to travel to Sanctuary and face whatever awaited her there. Saya decided to help Sayori, and together with his friends, they prepared for the journey to Sanctuary. The very next day, they opened a mystical gateway that connected Earth directly to Athena's temple in the heavens. As soon as the Pope learned that Sayori was on her way to Sanctuary, he immediately began manipulating the remaining saints. lies. He spread the lie that a fake Athena was coming to Sanctuary and claimed that if she was allowed to enter, the balance of the entire universe would be thrown into chaos. He ordered every saint to stop her before she could reach the temple. Before long, Sia and his friends arrived at Athena's temple with Saori, but the moment she stepped into Sanctuary, she suddenly became extremely weak. The powerful energy surrounding the sacred land was draining her strength. Seeing her struggle, Sia immediately supported her and carried her on his back so they could continue moving forward. After traveling a little farther, Shiryu explained that reaching Athena's temple wouldn't be easy. They first had to pass through all 12 zodiac houses, and each house was guarded by one of Sanctuary's powerful gold saints. The first stop was the House of Ares, where they were immediately confronted by the gold saint Mu. Without hesitation, Mu attacked the group. Seiya fought back with everything he had, but Mu was simply too powerful for him to defeat. Just as the battle continued, Mu noticed the divine light radiating from Saori. The moment he sensed her Cosmo, he realized that she truly was Athena. Understanding the truth, Mu lowered his guard and allowed them to continue their journey. Their next destination was the House of Taurus, where the mighty gold saint Aldebaran stood waiting for them. He immediately challenged the group, and once again Seiya stepped forward to protect everyone. However, before the fight could go any further, Mu arrived and stopped Aldebaran. He revealed that Saori was the true goddess Athena. After hearing this, Aldebaran immediately accepted the truth and allowed them to pass. By this point, however, Saori's condition had become much worse. Mu told Seiya that he and Aldebaran would stay behind to look after her while Seiya continued the mission with the others. Leaving Saori in their care, Seiya, Shiryu, Hyoga, and Shun pushed forward. Soon they entered the House of Cancer, where they came face to face with the sinister gold saint known as Death Mask. Realizing they couldn't all move forward together, Seiya quickly came up with a plan. Hyoga and Shiryu would stay behind to fight Death Mask, while Seiya and Shun continued toward the House of Leo. Death Mask then used his terrifying powers to teleport Hyoga and Shiryu to completely different locations. Meanwhile, Seiya and Shun reached the House of Leo, where they discovered that its guardian was none other than Aeolia himself. A fierce battle immediately broke out. Even fighting together, Seiya and Shun found themselves completely overwhelmed by Aeolia's incredible strength. Just as Aeolo was about to finish them off, another gold saint suddenly appeared. It was Shaka of Virgo. Shaka stepped between them and stopped Aeolo before the final blow could land. He instructed Seiya and Shun to keep moving while he stayed behind to reason with Aeolo. Shaka explained that Saori was the real Athena, while the Pope had been hiding a fake Athena inside Sanctuary to deceive all of the saints. At the same time, Hyoga found himself teleported to a mysterious location where he encountered his own master, Camus. Camus ordered Hyoga to abandon his mission and turn back, but Hyoga refused to give up, and the two masters of ice clashed in an intense battle. Both warriors fought with incredible determination, but in the end, Hyoga managed to defeat his own master. Elsewhere, Shiryu found himself transported into the underworld, where Death Mask attacked him once again. At first, Death Mask completely overpowered Shiryu, but after an incredibly difficult fight, Shiryu gathered all of his strength and finally defeated him. With Death Mask's defeat, both Shiryu and Hyoga were transported back to the place where they had originally disappeared. There, they reunited with Mu and Aldebaran, who had safely brought Saori to that location. Meanwhile, Seiya and Shun had already reached the House of Scorpio, where they encountered the gold saint Milo. Milo wasted no time and attacked them with powerful energy strikes. One devastating blast launched both Seiya and Shun through the air, sending them flying all the way into the House of Sagittarius. There, they were immediately confronted by Shura, the guardian of Sagittarius, who joined forces with Milo to stop them. As Shura prepared to deliver a fatal strike to Shun, someone suddenly appeared to block the attack. It was Iki, Shun's older brother. Iki immediately joined the fight, but even with the three of them fighting together, they still couldn't match the combined strength of Shura and Milo. Before long, all three warriors were badly injured and struggling to stay on their feet. Just then, Shaka and Aeoli arrived and stepped in to stop Milo and Shura from continuing the fight. Shaka revealed the truth, explaining that Saori was the true reincarnation of the goddess Athena. He also told them that when Aeoli discovered this earlier, the Pope had used dark powers to hypnotize him and force him under his control. Hearing this, Milo immediately realized something didn't add up. The Pope alone was never powerful enough to control a gold saint's mind. There was only one person in Sanctuary capable of doing something like that, Saga. At that moment, they finally uncovered the shocking truth. Saga had never died during the battle with Aeolus. He had only faked his death, and for the past 16 years, he had secretly been manipulating everything from the shadows while pretending to be the Pope. Not long after, Saori arrived with the remaining saints. When she saw how badly Seiya had been injured during the battle, she decided to use her divine powers to heal him. It was an incredibly dangerous process, so the other saints gathered around her and combined their cosmos with hers to help. Together, they managed to restore Seiya's strength. Watching this miracle unfold, every saint finally became convinced. Only the real Athena possessed powers like these. Saori truly was Athena, while the woman sitting beside the Pope in the temple had been nothing more than a fake all along. Now that everyone finally knew the truth, the Gold Saints united and headed toward Athena's temple, knowing that Saga had been hiding there all this time. But when they arrived, they were stunned. Saga had brought a massive stone statue to life, and the gigantic creature was tearing through Sanctuary, destroying everything in its path. Without wasting a second, all of the Gold Saints summoned their golden cloths and charged into battle against the enormous statue. At the same time, Saga finally dropped his disguise as the Pope and revealed his true appearance. He admitted that he had spent the last 16 years plotting Athena's death so he could seize control of Sanctuary and rule the entire universe as its supreme god. With his identity exposed, Saga marched straight towards Saori, determined to kill her himself. Before he could reach her, Seiya stepped in once again and challenged him. As expected, Saga completely overwhelmed Seiya. His power was on an entirely different level, and Seiya was brutally beaten throughout the fight. But even after taking countless hits, Seiya refused to give up. At the very last moment, his seventh sense awakened. A massive surge of Cosmo erupted from his body, giving him the strength he needed to finally overpower Saga. Meanwhile, the other saints succeeded in destroying the giant statue that had been devastating Sanctuary. For a brief moment, everyone believed the battle was finally over, but suddenly, the shattered pieces of the statue began floating into the air. One by one, they fused back together, transforming into an even larger and more terrifying monster. Saga was now inside the creature, controlling it from within. His power had grown even greater than before. The monstrous giant began rampaging across Sanctuary, destroying everything in its path. Then Saga unleashed a devastating energy blast, aimed directly at Saori. Without hesitation, Seiya threw himself in front of her once again, taking the attack and protecting Athena with his own body. At that very moment, a brilliant golden cloth flew through the air and wrapped itself around Seiya. For the first time, Seiya became a gold saint, earning the highest rank among all the saints. At the same time, Saori fully awakened as the goddess Athena. Her divine power exploded across Sanctuary, and together, Athena and Seiya combined their cosmos into one final attack. Their united power struck Saga head-on. Unable to stand against the true goddess Athena, Saga was finally defeated and destroyed. With Saga gone, the gigantic monster collapsed as well, and the pieces of the statue crumbled into dust. During the aftermath of the battle, the fake Athena also lost her life, and in his final moments, Saga finally realized just how many terrible mistakes he had made. With peace finally restored, Saori officially became the true goddess of Sanctuary, and every saint bowed before her as Athena. In the movie's final scene, Saori had returned home to Earth, where Seiya, Shiryu, Hyoga, Shun, and the others gathered together to celebrate her 16th birthday. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more epic movie breakdowns.